So here we are, it's 2024 and it's been a whole month since this thing came out, which is the K.O. 2. The K.O. 2000, as Cuckoo said, and it finally happened. It's not what you think either. So let's talk about the early hype of this, and I do have a link in the description box if you want to check out my full review, or even if you want to see how it functions. I've already broken it down a few times, and along with some other content like live streams and all that, with tables of content or what they call timestamps on YouTube. So I'm not going to get all the way into this. I'm going to talk about my monthly experience. But the release hype, it was tremendous. In my opinion, when I did the reaction to it, as far as everyone hit me up on Twitter and telling me, man, like, check this out, Teenage Engineering did it. They made a $300 sampler that is pretty dope, and, you know, check it out. Cuckoo did a video, all that. And I looked at all that content and I was so hyped that I just bought it day one. Like day MF and 0. I'm for real. Like, I was extremely excited for this unit. And when it got to me 2 days later, I was fortunate enough, by the way, it's still sold out everywhere. Hopefully by the time you see this video or my past videos or whatnot, it will not be sold out everywhere. But that should speak volumes about the hype for this unit here. And does it live up to it? I'm gonna talk more about that, if it actually lives up to the hype. But as far as the ease of use, I definitely want to talk about that. Just jumping into it initially, I didn't have much problems, and I think that's what Teenage Engineering nailed extremely well. It's pretty simple to understand. There are some errors in their manual that they should address, especially when it comes to manual chop, or actually auto chopping. That wasn't displayed very well. It wasn't even displayed very well on the Andertons video. I just happened to press group while I was press shift and chop, or shift and sample, and that did the auto chopping. So, you know, that is one of the things that I had to figure out, and many other people figured out, and I pointed it out in the video, and again, it's in the description box. The sounds, everything that came with it was great, by the way, and big shout out to Byron the Aquarius, because I figured when I was going through the sound quality on here, or the sounds that were in here, I was like, man, these are very useful sounds. That shocked me off top. So big shout out to all the people that contributed to this unit, because it just wasn't Byron the Aquarius. Though having Byron listed in your credits, I had to give you respect for that. And then they chose the right person for the job to display it to the world, and that's Cuckoo. Cuckoo did a phenomenal job. And seeing that I'm a fellow content creator and also a consumer of things like this, I bought it day one. Not bad though, not hard for me to get into. And there's some things that were very shocking to me that I thought, wow, like, you're able to use MIDI on this unit. And one of the biggest things is syncing like other units to this right here, which is the K.O. 2 clearly. And it wasn't hard. Like, it's stayed tried and true to a lot of Teenage Engineering stuff, where you can have pocket operators on top of this unit and all that. So the ease of use is great. And yeah, it lives up to the hype in that standpoint. So button wear and tear, is this thing still in prestige shape? Given that you know me, guys, I make music all the time, and I usually, when something is good, I stick with it for a while, and I stuck with this for quite a while. Matter of fact, I'm still on the second pair of batteries that I put into this unit. Mind you that the battery life on here is phenomenal. I've actually left it on overnight, and they say it lasts for like 21 hours. Dude, they might want to recheck that, change that. Maybe perhaps they used a certain kind of battery brand that doesn't exist in the United States. But I can tell you right now, it's lasted a day and some change when I've had it on initially, just testing it out to see if they were cap or not. And there was no wear and tear as far as the battery. The buttons still function. And remember, there was a whole bunch of hype about fader gate. And to be honest, and this is no disrespect to that content creator, because I do like his content and I respect the hustle, but it's kind of odd that someone like him would talk about fader gate. Mind you, a lot of people haven't had fader gate that I've seen do reviews. There are some people that have, but he's a mechanical engineer by coincidence. I'm just saying, cue that X-Files theme music. but I haven't experienced that. And my thing I would say, as far as like people that have experienced fader gate or whatever the case may be, just return your unit. There's plenty of people that will get defective units in every single product, company, anything. Like, that happens. So it's not a big deal like it should be. I understand though. I would be pissed too. Limitations versus expectations. I think a lot of people wanted this unit to be exactly like, you know, the SP404 Mark II or the MPC-1 and all the other bigger samplers out there, the more well-known samplers out there. And I can tell you right now, dude, it says 64 megabytes. When is the last time have you seen that on anything in this modern day time period? It's going to be limited. Matter of fact, it took me up to maybe 7 projects until this unit was full. The hard drive is 100% full on here. I cannot sample anything else. And it says 20 seconds of sampling time. So that means that if you sampled 15 seconds, then you got 5 seconds left. That's what that means. It ain't gonna sample anymore. You're expected to kind of stretch this thing out or just delete all the samples that comes with it. I don't recommend it because all of the samples that you get with it are great. Even as someone that has a sample store, I would recommend that you stick with the stock samples that you get with this because they're great. Just sample, you know, bits and pieces of vinyl or speed it up, you know, that kind of trick. Ricky Tinez did a video on that, talking about stretching out the limitations of this unit. And it's a trick that every hip hop head has known for years and years and years. Do that and you'll get a little bit more out this unit. Other than that though, yes, 64 megabytes is pretty limiting. My likes for the unit, I definitely like the ease of use. Some of its features, the portability of this unit is not heavy. It is extremely thin. The fact that I have made beats with this in the bed more so than the MPC Live 2 says everything. And if you want to know, I've only made beats in the bed with the MPC Live 2 like one time. I make beats with this in the bed a whole bunch, you know, give or take. I would say the dislike would be that, again, 64 megabytes, it did hit its limitation quick. I knew that was gonna happen. And yes, I have another video in the description box of how you can, you know, dump your project files in there. And that kind of segues me into talking about what I would like to see in the future. Well, one of the things I would like to see in the future would definitely be improvements of the firmware. As you know, when you get a hardware unit, if you don't know, this is your first unit that you got and you're kind of upset about that, leave a comment below. If not, you love it, leave a comment below and talk about how much you love it. I would like to see a way for you to be able to back up your projects. That would be an idea for Teenage Engineering, because if you want someone to continue to work with this unit and not kind of treat this like a scratch pad or a toy, as a lot of people call it, I would make sure that you will be able to back it up. I definitely think there should be some type of song mode or a way to arrange the patterns or the scenes, because you do have to fully commit. So you will have to start and finish your track on here, which isn't difficult because you have copy and paste, duplication and stuff like that. Very simple process. So those things are there. So I would like to see improvements in the sequencer too, because the sequencer is a bit buggy. I did get ghost notes in places where I played perfectly, and then there are some times where the notes didn't register. And that would be problematic for anybody. And that's one of the things that I've noticed when creating tracks. You can check out my live streams too, which did extremely well. And a lot of people were kind of weighing in, talking about how, man, I don't see how this is worth it over making beats in the DAW. Like, shut your freaking pie hole. It ain't supposed to be a DAW experience for 300 bucks for hardware. Come on, guys. But yeah, there was a bit of a struggle in other aspects that I noticed when it came to sequencing. Though the sequencer isn't bad. It's not bad. It's fun. And that's where, you know, they have done a phenomenal job. Those are the things that I do like about it. You know, they got the basic essence of the P-O-33 and made it bigger and put it in here, making it the KO2. And I seen Ricky Tinez give great suggestions for this unit. Again, I would love to see it be able to record stuff without you holding the button down, would make it easier, or recording something live. Those things I know will not happen because of the unit's limitations. However, if Teenage Engineering can prove me wrong, I will be happy with that. To the right of me, I have more content for that ass. Make sure you subscribe. Have you received one? I'm just gonna tell you guys, they only made a certain amount. It was a small amount, and the demand for this is extremely high. So hopefully you bought it back in December. That will be the only way you'll probably get it. Then again, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully you'll get yours soon. I like it.